Hi, it's Sarah here from Crafting and Stamping, and I'm back with another quick tip. It's actually a couple of tips today. I'm going to show two different ways that we can do some selective inking. I've chosen this stamp from the art gallery set, and I want to colour. We've got, as you can see, we've got some flowers, we've got some buds, and we've got a leaf. And I want to colour 3 different colours on here. Now, one way we can do it is by using our Stampin' Right markers. These are water-based markers, and all I'm going to do is I'm using the broad tip. There's a broad tip and a bullet tip, and they're marked on the outside like that. I start with the lightest colour I'm going to use, which is actually this bumblebee, and I'm just turning the brush tip on its side so that I don't damage the nib, and I'm colouring each of my flowers. And like I say, I tend to start with the lightest colour, just so that if I do make a mistake and go over the top, it's actually not a big deal. You'll see what I mean in a bit. So I'm colouring all of my flowers. That's all of them. I think I've got a little dog hair on there. My little doggy gets everywhere. I'm actually going to use the green next. Again, I'm still using the brush end of this, and I can colour all of the leaf and the stems, should I want to. I've gone with Pear Pizzazz. With the markers, this might be a little bit light. With the ink pads that I'm going to show you as another technique, it shouldn't be a problem. And I'm going to use the cinnamon cider marker for these little seed heads here, so, or flower buds, whichever they might be. Now I can see that some of my marker has actually pooled a bit, so if you can see that the colour has pooled, so I'm just going to go back over quickly. The rest of it's pretty much okay. And then what you need to do is you need to huff on the stamp. Just breathe heavy on it and then stamp it out. And because this is a clear stamp, I'm using my mat in the background. And that's what we get, or one possible of what we get. Now I just want to quickly clean my stamp. So I'm using my Stampin' Mist. Just clean that so that we've not got any ink on it. So that's one way we can do it. I like that for some effects, but I'm going to show another way that we can tackle this. And again, I'm starting with my lightest colour. This won't be as precise. We're not going to have the stems that are going to be the right sort of colour, but I'm not too worried about that. And I'm just going to ink, and you can see that I have got a good covering of ink on that. I'm then going to take my Pear Pizzazz and you need to pick your stamps well for this technique, because I've got an area here, and if I'm careful I can just tap the ink pad to get that portion. A little of it I think has gone on the yellow just there, but again this gives a different look. And then for those seed heads, because I possibly could just tap very carefully. But if you do need to get in a little bit more precisely, then you can get a sponge dauber and daub over the top like that. Again, I will just give it a huff, but because we've used an ink pad rather than markers, we're going to get a bolder look to it. And you can see that the Bumblebee ink pad is very juicy and has actually created quite a dark colour. Possibly a bit darker than I would have wanted it, but another option that we could do would be to load that up, stamp off, and then add those other colours in. But I'm actually fine with that. And what I will just very quickly do, there is another stamp that goes with this. That's kind of a fill-in stamp. And I'm going to take the cinnamon cider. I don't really want it full strength, so I'm just going to stamp it off lightly and then stamp over to add a little bit more extra definition, lining it up. And this can be used really on all 3 flowers, but you'll get a slightly different look. So like that, and that gives us like I say, 2 different ways that we can selectively ink a single stamp. So I hope that that tip's helpful to you. Please subscribe to my channel below for a quick tip on a Friday and a quick card on a Monday. Thank you for stopping by.